body gains. Body gains. Calisthenics versus weight training. Lifting the weights, man. Doing the bench press, doing the cable flies, all of that versus push-ups, dips, pull-ups, and all of that. Which one is better? Which one is going to get you them body gains? But first, somebody asked me a question. They said, do I have any tips on how to visualize better? Personally, I don't, because I was born knowing how to visualize. Visualizing is imagining, and bringing that imagination closer and closer and closer to it becomes a reality. So that's just like me asking a person, hey, give me some tips on how to blink. They'd be like, although I blink all day, I never thought about that. I never thought, okay, you do like this, like, would you relax your eye muscles, start relaxing your eye muscles? Like, I don't know. But that had me thinking. So I pulled out a couple of books. This book is by Jerry and Esther Hicks. And this fascinating book by Jerry and Esther Hicks, which presents the teachings of the non-physical entity Abraham, will help you learn how to manifest your desires so that you're living the joyous and fulfilling life you desire. As you read, you'll come to understand how your relationships, health issues, finances, career concerns, and more are influenced by the universal laws that govern your time-space reality. And you'll discover powerful processes that will help you go with the positive flow of life. It's your birthright to live a life fulfilled with everything that is good. And this book will show you how to make it so in every way. This book is a good book. I read this book years ago. I haven't read this book in a minute. It was a YouTuber that mentioned this, and I was like, hey, so I pulled it out, dusted it off, and bam, this one, right? You see how I'm reading better, right? I'm manifesting myself to not have dyslexia when I'm reading, man. And look how I just read that, right? You see? This is another one. This one is what I get. This helps me visualize when I'm doing my workouts and stuff. Because you see, it's all of the body parts. It's all of the body parts. You see what I'm saying? Let me go to like the muscles and stuff. See, it's all of the muscles. It's every single thing. So I could look the nerves. So when I'm looking at this book and I'm working out, you hear what I'm saying? I know the name of the muscles that I'm working. You hear me? I know the name of them, and I can also see them in my mind. Like, you can't see your back muscles right now, right? It's kind of even hard to imagine them, to visualize your back getting bigger and bigger and stuff. But when I look at this, it makes it easier for me to visualize. But this is just for me and my workout, how I visualize. Nobody never taught me how to visualize. When the staff came into the box when I was younger and was telling me to visualize, he didn't teach me how to visualize. He was more like, it's something that you either got or you don't got. You hear what I'm saying? Visualizing is just the imagination. You can get lost in that visualization, and the more you get lost in it but still keep your sanity, the more you start to manifest a lot. This is what I teach my children. They doing it. And back to calisthenics and weight training. Calisthenics and weight training. Which one is better? Well, honestly, both of them is better. I like weight training because weight training builds a certain strength that Calisthenics don't. But calisthenics also build a certain strength that weight training don't. I have seen some big guys, some real big guys that can't do 10 pull-ups. And I done seen some people that can do 20 pull-ups straight. They suck at push squats and deadlifts and stuff like that. So the weight training is training the muscle fibers and the fire in the muscle. But the calisthenics is training not only the muscle, but the tendon also. The tendon. This is very important. You hear what I'm saying? Because there's a lot of people that have these gigantic muscles and they have weak tendons. Can't do no pull-ups. Can't do no hanging leg raises, anything like that. They can't even run fast and jump and do things like that. And they always have injuries. Always having injuries, always pulling something. Versus the calisthenics, no, they're not as powerful and explosive as a person who does weight training, but they still have a certain amount of strength. It's rarely any injuries. It's rarely any injuries. It's very rare that you see a person who does a lot of calisthenics and they can't run and jump. Superhero stuff. I picture the superheroes would do more calisthenics. And I'm not just leaning towards calisthenics because I mix both of them in. But this is why I say, if I had a choice, I would pick calisthenics. Because when I'm at the port, there's this OG up there, right? He's like 60 years old. And he's still got the back. He's still got everything. He's like how I am, but he's just a little bit of older skin. You know what I'm saying? But matter of fact, he was like better than me because it was deeper. Everything was deeper, like artwork, right? And all he did was push up calisthenics. But he did a lot of them. He crammed a lot of them up in there. And at his age, he was still doing thousands of push-ups. He was still doing hundreds of pull-ups and all of this. There was other people up there because remember at the LA port, this was one of the places that people, if you just get out the pen, they'll hire you right there. Like I said, people, parole and probation officers was literally driving them up there to get an application and then just go. You hear what I'm saying? Go to work. So it was a lot of people that was just getting out the pen, and you would see certain people that was weightlifters that was up in his crew, but they wasn't as good as him. It was like it was sagging, like right here. You remember how Debo was big, but it was like this stuff, like his chest was collapsing. It's a look that older dudes get once they hit a lot of weights and get them real big chests. But then the muscles start breaking down and they start getting older. It start getting flabby. It's not that crease that cut right here like the other OG had. All his other friends looked at like Debo, and he still looked at like Bruce Leroy. Yeah. So I was like, hey, what is the difference between them two? And then I was told that weights is like steroids. Weights is a supplement. Weights isn't natural. That's why if you start lifting weights and you, let's say, bench pressing 315, if you go under that, if something happened, God forbid, and you can only lift like 200 pounds now, 115 pound difference, then you're going to see that. You're going to get smaller. If you completely stop lifting weights, you're going to lose size. But if you stop doing calisthenics, Man, you're going to keep calisthenics forever, man. That was the difference. So I was like, why? Okay, I know that weightlifting is going to fade away if you stop. And I know that calisthenics, it lasts for damn near ever. Why is it like that, man? The majority of people that lift weights wrong. If you're doing anything other than working on your muscle base, I got a video about the muscle base. If you're new to the gym, new to working out, and you get 2 dumbbells and you do like that versus getting a barbell and doing like that. If you're doing dumbbell flies versus bench press, then you're doing it wrong. You're not working on your muscle base. Your first 2 years, and this is just 2 years for me, but everybody got their different time. The first 2 years should be focused on your muscle base. Squats, deadlift, bench press. You hear what I'm saying? If you do arms, then barbells, pull-ups, things like that. No isolation. Why? You see, if you get a person that works out on calisthenics, all their workouts are going to be compound. When you're doing calisthenics, you're developing the muscle base. Once that muscle base is developed, you will never lose it. If you gain a lot of weight, people going to still be able to know that you worked out. They're going to be like, look, he got a stomach. But you can still tell when he was younger, he worked out. Or if he get real smaller, if he starts smoking or whatever the case, if he just lose weight a lot, you're going to still be like, yeah, you could tell that OG used to get it in. That's because it's a muscle base. The muscle base transform your body. This is what you wanting to get. This is why calisthenics lasts way longer. Okay, now, would it be the same for a person that did calisthenics? Okay, he's compound exercising versus a person who lift weights, but they also doing the compound exercises. The one who lift the weights starting off at the same time as his friend doing calisthenics only and weights only, but they're both doing compound exercises, then they're both going to develop a muscle base. But still, when the guy with the weights, if he ever lower the weights or stop with the weights, he's going to lose that mass. But the person with the calisthenics, they could stop and still eat a certain amount of protein and still keep it. I seen people who did calisthenics and they be like, man, I haven't worked out in like 2 months, man, and they still be ripped up, man. You hear, like Rashad Jamal used to say, he used to be like, man, I haven't worked out in like 2 weeks. That's because Rashad Jamal is more of a calisthenics type of guy. When you do calisthenics, you work for it. That's why it's so damn hard, because you're working for it. That's why you're not going to lose it, man. Man, you're going to be 70 years old, still looking a certain way. Less injuries. So you're going to have less time down. You heal faster when you do calisthenics. You can do calisthenics like way more. Creating protein synthesis way more than you could with working out. I could do 1,000 push-ups and still get that burn and that tight feeling and still growing. And this guy do a hard bench press workout, a hard chest workout with weights, and it's going to take him more time to heal. I could do 1,000 push-ups every other day. You hear what I'm saying? So, no, I'm not going to grow as fast as a person that is with the weights. Just like with steroids. No, you're not going to grow as fast as a person with the steroids. What we do it for is the long run. Look, all the people who was doing steroids in the gyms when I first started, they all is looking nasty, man. They don't got that glow and all of that stuff. They don't got them deep cuts and all of that type of stuff. You hear what I'm saying? They don't got that. A lot of them is looking sick, man. A lot of them is limping around. Young guys. Because I still consider 50, 45, 50 still young. So guys who's not elderly is looking elderly because they got it real fast. And with these weights, a lot of the strong ones, a lot of the ones who's doing a gang of weight, man, they be having aches and pains and stuff. I was getting into that powerlifting, and it's nothing wrong with powerlifting. I'm just saying that it's not natural. It's not natural. I think that's the main reason why calisthenics will always win over weight training is because of nature. Calisthenics is nature, man. That's why you could do calisthenics anywhere. You could just be walking down the street and say, hey, you want to do some calisthenics? Yeah, let's do them right here, right now. You can't do that with weight training. You need things because it's not natural. Weight training, weightlifting is man-made. Animals do calisthenics all day. Apes and stuff. Some of the strongest, if not the strongest things, pound for pound, man. The apes and the gorillas and stuff, they do the calisthenics, man. Calisthenics. So I take calisthenics over weight training. But what I like about weight training is it give you that beef. I'm not hating on weight training. I love lifting some weights. I love going hard, digging in it, man. I'm just comparing the two. So what we do is we mix both of them. You hear what I'm saying? That's how you get that beef with the weights. And then you get them tendons strong. You get them tendons strong with the calisthenics. And with the calisthenics, it's always a certain amount of cardio inside of calisthenics. So calisthenics, when you're really getting into calisthenics, your waistline is going to get smaller. I never seen a person that mastered calisthenics and have a big waistline. I've seen a lot of people who've mastered weights and don't even look like they lift weights. You understand what I'm saying? The difference. You can't fake it with calisthenics. You can fake it with weightlifting. It ain't nothing to lay on your back and just do some some bench press. Now, don't get me wrong. It's heavy as hell if you powerlifting. I get it. Now, I'm talking about just the average working out and stuff like that. You could be the laziest guy. Some of the strongest people in the gym that I've seen lifting the heaviest weights, they can't do not one pull-up, not one dip, and they don't do no cardio. I'm talking about that drenching cardio. They don't do none of it. And you will get food thinking that just because this person is lifting up 405 pounds, that they are all in shape and stuff like that. You can't fake it with the cardio. If you see somebody up in there getting it in with some cardio, like they doing the pull-ups and then they dropping to the dips, then they dropping down and doing the push-ups and stuff. If you see that, then you best believe, man, they got that fire up in them. They probably can fight. They can probably run fast and jump and all of that. You hear what I'm saying? So that's why I mix both of them. I mix both of them. Like I said, do every single thing. You're going to be working out for the rest of your life, right? So you're going to be here 10 years from now, God willing, right? 15 years, 20 years from now, God willing, you're going to be here, right? So how about 2 years of heavy compounds and all of that with weights? Then another year of just calisthenics, then 3 years of mixing them up, you gonna be here. Why not? Everything is an experiment with me, man, with this workout stuff. Everything is an experiment. So there you have it. What was I talking about? Visualizing. Visualizing, I can't personally teach a person how to visualize. It's like me trying to teach you how to make your heart beat. Although my heart beat, I can't. It's been beating since I was a baby, man. You hear what I'm saying? I can't tell you how to make it beat. And visualizing, what I could say is, whatever it is you're going to visualize, have a picture of it. Like, I have books and stuff, so I could just imagine it. I'm gonna do more research because I never researched how to visualize because I always knew how, but I'm gonna actually do some research. So if somebody else asks me, I'm gonna tell them because I feel bad. I don't know what to say. Get the books. I guess if you want to be looking like Ronnie Coleman, go get some Ronnie Coleman posters, put them up, and work on and keep looking at him and visualizing his head gone and your head on his shoulders. You dig what I'm saying? Calisthenics versus weight training. It's really not a versus because they brothers. I feel that calisthenics is the smart big brother and weight training is also smart, smaller brother. You feel what I'm saying? It's not no verses with this. We need it all. All of this is good. Calisthenics and weight training. But I do notice that the guys that do the calisthenics, especially the ones who's good at it, who's mastered it, is way more healthier than the ones who only do the weight training. Calisthenics, when you master it, man, you start to look like a statue. I used to look at it like weight training is like packing on the clay for the sculpture, and then the calisthenics is the little chisel. You hear to fine it out to make it beautiful, like the artwork. That's why I used to do all of the heavy weight training at this time in the winter time. And then inside of the spring coming into the summertime, I just do the majority of all calisthenics. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe, and I'll be back at you with another video. Peace.